timetables for getting ourselves to energy independence would be very, very valuable. And maybe you have to say energy diversity, because I'm not sure you have to achieve complete energy independence, but it isn't a bad thing to aim for. Now, how do you do that? I'll do real quick. Ethanol, expand it. Biofuels, expand it. Do what Brazil is doing. Do it with that kind of degree of intensity. If we can get per capita where Brazil is, we're going to be much further along in getting to energy independence. Take a look at the reality that we haven't licensed a new nuclear power plant in 30 years. France is 80% nuclear. China, 40 new nuclear power plants in the foreseeable future. India, we just made a deal with India so they could build nuclear power plants. How about we have to build some? Third, carbon sequestration, clean coal. Take that process to completion so it's cost effective. And that may need some government involvement, some government help, maybe more, to get it to that stage. But we have more coal in the United States, or at least as much coal in the United States in terms of reserves as they have oil in Saudi Arabia. Wind and solar. Figure out how we can store that power. Wind and solar is great when it's windy, and when it's sunny, and when it isn't, we got problems. Figure out how you can store that power. That's not scientifically or theoretically inconceivable. It's got to go from a concept, though, to a reality, and that's what research and development is all about. We should do more conservation. We shouldn't fool people into thinking we can conserve our way out of the problem, because we can, because we're going to grow. But conservation can help us reduce some of that reliance. 10%, 15%. That's a big help. And I'm probably missing a few technologies. Think of it this way: there is no, at least at this point in our scientific development, there's no one easy technology that says that'll take care of the whole thing. But if you think of these in segments, right? Ethanol, biofuels, wind and solar, expand that. Conservation, expand that. Nuclear, expand that. Clean coal, expand that. Oil, to the extent that we have oil in the United States and Canada, offshore. Let's see if we can't do more with that. Expand that so it's more within our control. You do all those things. You do it for 5 years intensively. You do it for 10 years intensively. You do it for 15 years intensively. It's got to go beyond one presidency. It's got to be the way we put a man on the moon, which spanned 4 presidencies. 2 Republicans, 2 Democrats. Started with Eisenhower, ended with Nixon, and like a tag team, the 2 presidents in between were 2 Democrats who did a lot to get us there. Eisenhower started it. Kennedy took it to great heights. Johnson took it to even greater heights, and Nixon got it done. That's a great example of what America should be like. There should be big things like this on which Democrats and Republicans work together. And if we can't work together on one thing because we disagree too much, fine. Let's find something else to work on, or something. But energy independence, we can work together, and there isn't like big ideological barriers for us doing that. I hear Republican candidates talking about it. I hear Democratic candidates talking about it. They're not so far apart. It just needs leadership. It needs somebody with a driving personality who can get things done. And I have the candidate who can do that.